Okay. Yeah. Now, what is this advanced tax? So advanced tax, as we all know, that in India, there is a concept of previous year and concept of assessment year. So what we are doing in the previous year, we earn the income. Previous year, what we do in previous year, we earn the income. And in assessment year, what we do, we pay the tax. Okay, so this is the rule. So in 1 year, you have to earn the income, and in another year, you are supposed to pay the tax. Now, if this is continued every year, see what will happen in 1 year you are earning, and in another year you are paying the tax. So government will receive the tax delayed. Okay, government is not receiving the tax as you are earning. Okay, and that is why, see, government has developed various mechanism to collect the tax from you as you earn. Means as and when you earn, in the same year you pay the tax. Okay. Yes, this mechanism will continue that in 1 year you earn the tax and in the another year you pay the tax. But still, following the same mechanism, see, government is trying to collect the tax from you as you earn, means you pay the tax in the previous year itself. Now, see, in order to collect the previous tax in the previous year from you, government has developed many mechanisms. One of the mechanism is a TDS. TDS, what happen in case of TDS? Let's see, suppose I am earning the salary. Suppose my salary is say rupees 1 lakh rupees. So per month, so my employer will deduct the 10 percentage from my salary, that is say rupees 10,000, and 90,000 I will receive in my hand. Okay. So every month my employer is deducting 10,000 from my salary, and this my employer is not doing this money or keeping this money with himself, but he will deposit with the tax department. Okay, it will deposit with the income tax department. So here what is happening? I am earning the salary, and at the same time my employer is collecting the tax from you and it is depositing to the government. So government is receiving the tax from the in the year in which I am earning the income. Okay. Now, as and when the assessment year will come, see, it does not mean that I already have paid the tax by way of TDS. So in assessment year, I don't have to pay the tax. In assessment year, what I have to do in the previous year, whatever income I have actually earned. Here I have earned actually earned income is how much per month? 1 lakh rupees. Okay. So during the whole year, I have earned the 12 lakh rupees. Now see, on my actual income, I have to compute the tax. Okay. Suppose on actual income, I compute the tax and my tax liability is coming to 1,40,000. Now see, during the previous year by way of TDS, I already have paid 10,000 per month. Matlab, for the whole year, I have paid 1,20,000. So see, here I already have paid that 1,20,000. So now I have to pay only 20,000 to the government. And suppose if I calculate the tax and my tax liability is say rupees only 80,000. And I already have paid 1,20,000 by way of TDS. And then in this case, the government will refund me these 40,000 rupees which I have paid the excess along with the interest. Okay. So this is the TDS mechanism. So in TDS mechanism, what is happening? The tax is collected by the tax payer. Suppose my employer is paying me a salary, so he is collecting the tax from me and depositing to the government. Now, same way, there is one another mechanism which is developed by the government, and that is what? That is the advance tax. So in case of advance tax, what happened? Let's see what you are supposed to do. You estimate. So every assessee has been given the responsibility that during the previous year itself, you estimate your income. You estimate means not actual income, but you make the estimate of your income. Okay. So you have to determine that how much you will going to earn in this particular previous year. And on this estimated income, you also have to determine the tax at the applicable rate. So suppose so this is what, this is your estimated tax. This is your estimated tax, and this is your estimated income. Now on estimated tax, you have to check that what is the amount of tax. Now see, if the estimated amount of tax is say rupees more than 10,000, then in the previous year itself, see, as and when you earn in the various installment, you pay the tax in the previous year itself. Okay. Now this, suppose if you have paid during by way of estimated income on your estimated income, suppose if you have paid the tax of rupees 1,30,000. Okay. Now actually, as and when the assessment year will come, in assessment year you have to calculate the tax on your actual income. Okay, on your actual income. Now, if suppose if your actual income is some amount, and on that if you have calculated the tax, and that tax is say rupees 1,80,000. Now see, and from that 1,80,000, see, during the year you have paid rupees 30,000 by way of TDS also. So by way of TDS you have paid 30,000 tax. By way of advance tax you have paid 1,30,000 tax. Now what is your actual tax liability? Here your actual tax liability is rupees 1,80,000. See, but see, during the previous year by way of TDS you have paid 30,000. By way of advance tax you have paid 1,30,000. So you already have 1,60,000. So now how much tax you are supposed to pay to the government? Only 20,000. So this is the tax that you have to pay in the assessment year. So this is the mechanism government has developed, that in the previous year itself you determine your estimated income, and on your estimated income you pay the tax, and in when as and when the assessment year will come, on assessment year on actual income you calculate your actual tax. Now whatever is the difference between your estimated tax and actual tax, if you have paid lesser tax, you have to pay the same. But suppose this situation happens, suppose if you have paid by way of advance tax 1,30,000, suppose by way of TDS you have paid 30,000, and if your actual tax liability is only 1,50,000. So here see, you have paid 1,60,000 and actual tax liability is only 1,50,000. So in this case, the 10,000 will be refunded to you. Okay, so this is the advance tax and this TDS. Both mechanisms are what, that government wants to collect the tax from you as and when you are earning. Okay, and that is called advance tax. So advance tax is what, it is a kind of a mechanism that is developed by the government, that you are supposed to pay the tax during the previous year itself. Is it clear to everyone? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
I hope that you all have understood up to this point. Let us discuss the same thing from the material, and let us solve one example on this. Okay. So what the advance tax provision says. So okay, advance tax is what? Advance tax is a tax payable on your total income earned during the financial year. That is the previous year, in a installments, instead of making the lump sum payment at the end of the year. मतलब you have to make the payment as and when you are earning. जैसे जैसे आप earn करते जा रहे हो, you have to pay the tax in the previous year itself. Okay.
सर आप म्यूट हो।
अभी म्यूट हुआ था ना बेटा? अभी?
हाँ.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yes. So advance tax is a tax payable on the total income during the previous year. Okay. In an installment, instead of lump sum payment at the end of the year, you don't have to make the lump sum payment at the end of the year. You don't have to pay the lump sum payment in the assessment year, but you have to pay the tax as and when you are earning. So in the previous year, why the installments are made, that you are supposed to make the payment as and when you are earning. तो जैसे जैसे कमा रहे हो वैसे वैसे आप टैक्स पे करिए. And see, advance tax is applicable when your total tax liability for the year is exceed 10,000. Now, what is this? It is the tax estimated income, and on your estimated income, you are supposed to calculate the estimated tax. And if that estimated tax amount is, if you presuming that it is more than 10,000, then you are supposed to pay the advance tax in a various installment during the previous year. Okay. If your estimated tax is say rupees 3,000 rupees, then the advance tax provisions are not applicable to you. But if your estimated tax is coming 10,000 or more than 10,000, then your advance tax provisions are applicable. And that 10,000 is which amount? After deducting the TDS, that actual remaining payment is how much that you have to check. Like suppose this is the situation that see I have estimated my tax and my estimated tax is say rupees 18,000 rupees. Okay. But see, as and when I'm getting the payment from my various vendor, various people, and from that, by way of TDS, people have already collected the tax from me 17,000 rupees. So I know that in the assessment year, I may have to pay only 1,000 rupees tax. So here advance tax provisions are not applicable. Means what? What is estimated tax? That estimated tax you have to calculate, and you also have to determine that how much TDS will be going to deducted from your various payment. And see, after that, whatever will be the net amount payable to the government, that you have to check. And if this amount is more than 10,000, then the advance tax provisions are applicable to you. Okay. So you have to deduct after the TDS, whatever is the tax liability. So you have to estimate your income. On estimated income, you have to determine the estimated tax. And from estimated tax, you have to determine that how much TDS will be going to deducted. Okay, so the TDS, whatever is already various people are deducting from your income and paying it to the government. So that you have to deduct it from your estimated tax liability. And after that, whatever amount is remaining, if that is more than 10,000, then the advance tax provisions are applicable to you. Now see what are the these provisions related to the advance tax. Let us understand that who is liable to pay the advance tax. So any person, matlab koi bhi, okay, whether he is an individual, HUF, company, firm, whose tax liability exceeds 10,000 during the previous year. So what is the 10 tax liability? Tax liability I have discussed with you. It is on your estimated income. It is on your estimated income. And if that is exceeds 10,000, you are supposed to pay the advance tax. Okay, so every assessee is get covered. Huh? Who is exempted from the provisions of advance tax? So senior citizens. Okay, those who are a senior citizen. Okay, maybe earning the income by way of interest, by way of pension. Okay, if they are senior citizen. Who is the senior citizen? A person who is an Indian citizen who have completed the age of 60 years. That is called senior citizen. And see, if they do not have an income from business or profession. Okay. The senior citizens are earning the income and it is not coming from the business or profession. Then senior citizens are exempted from the provisions of the advance tax. Now, once the advance tax provisions are become applicable to you, okay, how much in what installment you are supposed to pay the advance tax? So there are four installment. That one is the 15th June, on or before 15 June of the previous year. This 15 June, see, advance tax you have to pay in the previous year itself. So previous year will start on 1st April and on or before 15 June, you are supposed to pay 15% of your advance tax liability. Now, आपने whatever advance tax liability you have calculated, उसका 15% that you are supposed to pay on or before 15 June. Then after 3 months, another installment will come. That is on 15 September. You have to pay 45% of the estimated. Okay, matlab you have to pay another 30%. You already have paid the 15%. Okay, now up to 15 September, you are supposed to pay 45%. Matlab, see, here what is written cumulative. You already have paid for 15% and on or before 15 September, you are supposed to pay 45%, not 45 exactly. You already have paid 15%. So here 45 means what? You have to pay another 30%. Now up to 15 September, you have paid 45%. Now, the next installment will come on 15 December. So you have to pay up to 75% of your estimated tax liability cumulative. Means what? You already have paid the 45% up to 15 September. So another 30% you have to pay on or before December, 15 December. So your 75% payment will be done on 15 December or on or before 15th March 2000, but on or before 15 March of the previous year, you have to pay the 100% of your tax liability. Okay, so there are four installment. Okay, what are that four installment? Okay, on or before 15 June, you pay 15%. So you already have paid the 15%. Now on 15 September, so you already have paid the 15%. Now you have to pay another 30%. So total 45% you have to pay here. Suppose suppose on or before 15 December, you already have paid 30%. Now you have to pay, sorry, you already have 45% here. Okay, you have to pay another 30%. Means now you have to pay how much in total? 75%. And on or before 15th March, see, you already have paid 75%, and now remaining 25% you have to pay. Matlab you are supposed to make the full 100% payment on or before 15 March. Suppose if you have estimated 1 lakh rupees your tax liability. So 1 lakh ka 15%, you will pay 15,000 here. Okay. Now you already have paid the 15,000. So if you will pay another 30,000, 30% of 1 lakh. So 15 already you have paid, or 30 you will going to pay. So total 45% will get paid on or before 15 September. Now you already have paid 45,000. Now if you pay another 30,000 of this 1 lakh, that is 30,000. So that is 70,000 will get, 75,000 will get paid here. Now you already have paid 75,000. Now if you pay remaining 25,000, so whole 1 lakh payment will get done on or before 15th of March. Understood all of you? How the installment are to be paid? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay, beta.
Yes, sir.
Now see what the next point is see this estimate, if you may be thinking that, okay, we will do the lesser estimate and we'll pay the lesser advance tax. Why I should pay more tax? But here there is section 234B. Suppose if you have made the lesser estimate, that आपने estimate कम किया है and your actual income is very high. So for the making the less estimate, see you are liable to pay the interest under section 234B, that we will going to discuss in this as on today itself. Next chapter में हम discuss करेंगे. So you are supposed to make the proper estimate. Suppose if your estimated income is lesser and actual income whenever you determine in the assessment year, it is very high. Then in that case, whatever lesser tax you have paid in form of advance tax, on that you are supposed to pay the interest under section 234B. So see, suppose if you make, so whatever estimate is told here, that estimate you are supposed to make it proper. Suppose I know that okay, my per month salary is 1 lakh. So I should at least estimate that my income will be 12 lakh. Okay. I cannot estimate that my income will be 25,000 per month. I know that my salary itself is coming 1 lakh rupees. Why I should make the estimate like that, that it will be 30,000. So whenever you determine the estimated income, you should have to make it proper. If there is a if interest for the non-payment or short payment, so interest is charged under section 234B for non-payment of advance tax. Suppose if you have not paid the advance tax on time, see you are liable to pay the interest under section 234B. And suppose if you have paid the advance tax on time, but it is a shortfall, there is a shortfall or lesser amount of advance tax paid by making a lesser estimate, then in that case you are also again liable to pay the interest under section 234C. So 234B and C, these are the two sections. Suppose if there is a shortfall in the payment of advance tax and advance tax installment, a total advance tax जो आपने कम pay किया है, on that you are liable to pay the interest under section 234B. And if there is a shortfall in each installment, then that is called deferment in the advance tax. Then on that deferment, you are liable to pay the interest under section 234C. So the next chapter, interest, that is related to this, that we will going to discuss. We will have an example also on this, so you will get the clarity. So don't go in that much detail, but right now you just remember that if there is a shortfall in the advance tax, or if I pay the lesser advance tax, or if I not pay the advance tax, then I am liable to pay the interest under section 234B and 234C. And see, revise estimate. See, it is not necessary that on first day, if you have made the estimate that I will going to earn 12 lakh rupees during the previous year. Now, जैसे जैसे previous year आगे चलता जा रहा है and you are earning the income, And if you have to come to know that, see, my sale is increasing drastically, or my salary is increasing drastically, and some other things are there, from that I am receiving more income, then it is not necessary that on first day whatever estimate you have made is a final. You can revise your estimate, and you can, in the remaining installment, you can pay more tax. So see, taxpayer can revise the tax estimate, and whatever are the remaining installment, suppose 15th June installment you have paid, by considering that my income was this, but in the next is up to September, you come to know that my income is too high, so you can revise your estimate, and in next installment you pay the some higher amount. Okay, so assessee can revise the estimate, and during the previous year, if you want to pay more advance tax, he can pay the more advance tax. So taxpayer can revise their tax estimate and pay the remaining advance tax in the subsequent installment. Okay, so how you will calculate the advance tax? There are the various steps which are mentioned here. That calculate the advance tax liability. Follow this step. What you will do? First of all, you will estimate your total income for the previous year. Now, once the estimated income is calculated by you, on your estimated income, calculate the tax liability. Tax liability means you have to apply the tax rate, and you have to calculate the tax liability. Now, once you will calculate the tax liability, now I already have told you that if you have already paid the TDS, so deduct the TDS or other eligible credit from the estimated tax liability. Matlab, if you already paid the tax by way of TDS, so from that estimated tax, you deduct that TDS amount. And now whatever amount is that, that is your tax liability, that you know that this is the estimated tax that you are supposed to pay. So you divide it in the various installment in form of percentage, 15%, 45%, 75%, and 100%. Divide the net tax liability as per the prescribed percentage and determine the installment amount. So you can determine the installment amount, and you can pay the tax. Okay. So these are the provisions related to advance payment of tax. I hope that you have understood these provisions. Anyone has any doubt in these provisions? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay. So for this, a very small and simple example I have put here. Okay. So this kind of example can be asked for 5 to 6 mark in the final exam. That Mr. Samir is a salaried individual. Okay. And he has estimated income and deduction for the previous year 2023-24 is as follow. So his income from salary is given 1 lakh, sorry, 15 lakh. His income from other sources, that is interest, is given 2 lakh. Or see, he is eligible to claim the deduction under section 80C to 80C and 80D under chapter 6 is 2 lakh 50,000. Or TDS deducted from the various payments is rupees 1 lakh. So you are, suppose if it is asked that determine the advance tax payable by this assessee, considering that, okay, if he is following, if he is opting the new tax regime, or if he is opting the old tax regime. The old tax regime opt karke because in case of individual nowadays there are two tax regime, you know, that one is a old tax regime and second one is the new tax regime. Okay, so on this income, we are supposed to first of all calculate the tax, and that for that tax you have to determine the installment. So first of all, see, let us calculate his income for the old tax regime. See for how much how we can calculate. Dekho, what is his total income? Income from salary is 15 lakh, and income from interest is matlab other sources is 2 lakh. So total income is how much? His total income. So first of all, let us calculate his taxable income. His taxable income is 17 lakh. Now see, he is eligible to claim the deduction under section 80C and 80D, that is 2 lakh 50,000. So it is already given in the example. So we will not go in that much detail. We will give the deduction. So we have given the deduction. Now his taxable income is how much? Rupees 14 lakh 50,000. ધનશ્રી પેલું બારણું બંધ કરી દે અને ડિસ્ટર્બ થાય છે અને તું બહાર જતી રહે તો બારણું બંધ કરી દે. Okay. My daughter is disturbing me. અરે મારા સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ ને મળવું છે. નહીં એ બતાવું તને મળાવું તને. Just a minute. This is my daughter, Ganasri. And every day she will going to disturb you.
Hi,
Hi, K.
Dhanasvi.
Hi, K.
Hello, Dhanashri.
Hi, दीदी. રસ્તા આવે તું છે ને અવાજ ના કરીશ હો. ચાલ જતી રહે. જરીક પણ અવાજ ના જોઈએ હવે. Okay, sorry for disturbance. Let us start. So, yes, what I was discussing with you. Yes, we have calculated the taxable income 14 lakh 50,000. ठीक है. Now you know that the tax rate. Tax rate हमें पता है. Okay. If you don't remember, then see, we can see here के tax rate for individual for assessment year 2024-25. Okay. So these are the tax rate you can see here. For old tax regime and new tax regime both, the tax rates are given. Okay. This is according to the new tax regime. See, under the new tax regime, what are the tax rate? Up to 3 lakh, there is a nil. Okay. 3 lakh to 7 lakh, 5%. 7 lakh to 10 lakh, 10%. 10 lakh to 12 lakh, 15%. 12 lakh to 15 lakh, 20%. And above 15 lakh, 30%. See, you are supposed to remember this tax rate. This is according to the new tax regime. Okay. Now, under that old tax regime, very simple. Up to 2 lakh 50,000 nil. 2 lakh 50,000 1 to 5 lakh 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh 20%, and 10 lakh and above 30%. Under the new tax, you can see here up to 3 lakh nil, 3 to 7, 5, 5 to sorry, 7 to 10%, 10 to 12, 15, 12 to 15, 20, and above 20, above 15, 30%. So these are the tax regime. Here, see, we will solve the example by considering both. So see, suppose this total taxable income is how much? 14 lakh 50,000. Now on this 14 lakh 50,000, we will calculate the tax. Just a minute. પટેલ ક્લાસમાં છું થોડી વારમાં ફોન કરો. Okay. So on this 15 lakh 14 lakh 50,000 tax liability, देखो up to 2 lakh 50,000 there is a nil. So we have taken nil. Now see, on first tax 2 lakh 50,000. It is how much? That rate we have seen. First 2 lakh 15,000, sorry, 2 lakh 50,000. The tax rate is under the old tax regime, it is 5%. Okay. So first 2 lakh 50,000, it is 5%. So that we will calculate to 2 lakh 50,000, uska 5% हमने किया 12,500. Now see, you all know that how to determine the tax. 5 lakh 1 to 10 lakh. This difference you can see here. First 2 lakh 50,000 was nil. Shall I calculate here by using this? Let us calculate it. Let's see, what is my total taxable amount? My total taxable amount is 14 lakh 50,000. Okay. Out of this 14 lakh 50,000, on first 2 lakh 50,000, there is no tax. So my tax liability will be nil. Now, what is the second slab? Second slab is 2 lakh 50,000 to 5 lakh. So what is the difference between these two? Difference between these two is 2 lakh 50,000. 2 lakh 50,000 and 5 lakh के बीच का difference क्या है? That is the 2 lakh 50,000. So on the remaining 2 lakh 50,000, okay, that tax I have to pay is a 5%. So 2 lakh 50,000 उसका 5% कितना होता है? 12,500. Okay, 12,500. Now see, what is the next slab? 5 lakh to 10 lakh 20%. Okay, so see, 5 lakh to 10 lakh. So 5 lakh to 10 lakh. Now what is the difference between these two? Difference between these two is the 5 lakh. So on this 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 20% tax I have to pay. So see, this is 5 lakh. 5 lakh का 20% कितना होता है? 1 lakh. So see, on this 5 lakh difference, I will pay the tax at the rate 20%. So that is rupees 1 lakh. You can see here 1 lakh. Okay, so 1 lakh tax that I will calculate. Now see, out of 14 lakh 50,000, I have deducted how much? 2 lakh 50,000. another 2,50,000, and this 5 lakh and this 5 lakh. So total I have deducted so far is how much? 10 lakh. These two 5 lakh and this one 5 lakh. Total 10 lakh I have deducted. Now see what is the remaining amount out of this 14 lakh 50,000. I have deducted 2 lakh 50,000. Okay. On that there was a nil tax. On remaining 2 lakh 50,000 I have paid the tax at the rate 5%. On uh, 10 remaining 5 lakh I have paid 20%. Now what's next slab says? Above 10 lakh 30%. Now whatever is the remaining amount, you can see here out of 14 lakh 50,000, I already have deducted the 10 lakh. Now what is the remaining amount? The remaining amount is 4 lakh 50,000. So on this 4 lakh 50,000, I will pay the tax at the rate 30%. So 30% of this 4 lakh 50,000, that is 4 lakh 50,000, 30%, that amount is 1 lakh 35,000. So 1 lakh 35,000. Okay. So what is my total tax liability? You can see here, as per the old tax regime, it is 2 lakh 47,500. Now see, you all know that on your tax liability, the cess is levied at the rate 4%. So on the 4% of this, um, 2,47,500 is 9,900. So what is my estimated tax liability as per the old tax regime? So estimated old tax liability as per the old tax regime is 2,57,500. Everyone understood up to this stage? Anyone has any doubt? Hello?
No,
Okay. Now see, you don't have to pay the tax on your
no,
estimated.
sir.
Okay. You don't have to pay the advance tax installment based on your estimated tax. From that, you have to deduct the TDS also. So my total tax liability is 2,57,400. Out of that, see in the sum itself, it is mentioned that tax is deducted at source is 1 lakh. So that 1 lakh I will deduct from here. So what is my advance tax liability or estimated tax? That is 1,57,400. Now what I have to do? 1,57,400. So see, there are four due dates during the previous year. On or before 15 June, I will pay the 15%. So if 1,57,400, 1,57,400, uska 15%. So 15 divided by 100. So this amount 23,610 that I will pay on 15 June. Okay. Now, see, you have to pay on or before 15 September 45%. But 45 is what? You already have paid the 15%. So next installment, how much you have to pay? 30% of the same amount. Okay. So 30% of the same amount, that is 1 lakh 7,400, and 30% of the same. See, here you have to pay up to 45%. You already have paid for 15%. So now you will pay 30%. Okay. So this 47,220 you will pay here. Again, on or before 15 December, you have to pay 75%. Now you already have paid the 45 up to this stage. Okay. यहाँ तक आपने कितना पे कर दिया? You already have paid the 45%. So see, now you will pay remaining 30% here. Okay, the same amount. Now यही जो अमाउंट है 1,57,400, उसका 25%, 75 तक यहाँ आपने पे कर दिया है, तो 25% you will pay here. So if you do the total, it will be same. So in this way, you are supposed to pay the 4 installment, okay, of the advance tax. समझ में आया आप सबको? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see same example. Now suppose we have calculated his total taxable tax liability. See, we have calculated his total taxable income. His total taxable income is how much? 14 lakh 50,000. Okay. Now according to the old tax, new tax regime, we will calculate his tax liability. Okay. Now just a minute. Wait a minute. See, you all know that whenever we opt for the new tax regime, okay, these deductions are not available. Are you aware about this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that you all know. Whenever we opt for the new tax regime, under the new tax regime, the deduction under section 80C or 80D is not available. So here it is mentioned. So this 2,50,000 deduction is not available. So if I opt for the new tax regime, what is my taxable income? See, under the new tax regime, देखो, I have earned 17 lakh rupees during the previous year. But if I go for the old tax regime, I can get the deduction of 2,50,000 under section 80C and 80D. And here my taxable income will be 20, it is 14 lakh 50,000. Okay, so 14 lakh 50,000 here. But see, if I go for the new tax regime, so in case of new tax regime, see, under the new tax regime, see your taxable income is 17 lakh. And if we opt for the new tax regime, no deductions are available. Under section 80C to 80U, no deductions will be available. So here, what will be your taxable income? Your taxable income will be 17 lakh itself. Okay, so entire 17 lakh will be your taxable income. Now, if we opt for the new tax regime, we have to calculate the tax on 17 lakh. Okay, so see, let us calculate the tax on this 17 lakh. Okay, you see new tax regime. My total taxable income is how much? 17 lakh. See, 17 lakh. Okay, 17 lakh is my taxable income. Now see, let us see that rates also so you can understand. So what is the new tax regime rates? New tax regime rate for the normal up to 3 lakh nil. Okay, up to 3 lakh nil. Okay, so here from this I will deduct the 3 lakh. Okay, I will deduct the 3 lakh. Okay, so on 3 lakh I don't have to pay tax, so my tax liability will be nil. Okay, now what is the remaining amount? Remaining amount is the 14 lakh. Okay, now see from the 14 lakh, what is the next slab rate? The next slab rate is 3 lakh to 7 lakh 5%. Now you can see the difference between 3 lakh and 7 lakh. It is how much? 4 lakh rupees. 3 lakh and 7 lakh rupees. What is the difference? 4 lakh. So see from here, 3 to 7, 3 lakh to 7 lakh. So difference is how much? 4 lakh. So from here I will deduct the 4 lakh. Okay. And 4 lakh का tax rate क्या है? 5%. So this much tax I will pay. So 4 lakh, 5% of the 4 lakh will be how much? It is 4 lakh
2000.
into 5 percentage. Okay, so that is 20,000. So here on first 4 lakh, I have to pay the tax of 20,000. Okay, now what is the remaining amount? Now I have a taxable income that is rupees 10 lakh. Okay, now taxable income is 10 lakh. Now what is the next slab that I have to check? The next slab is 7 lakh to 10 lakh 10%. So 7 lakh to 10 lakh 10%. So here I will consider 7 lakh to 10 lakh 10%. So what is the difference between these two? That is 3 lakhs. Okay. So from here I will deduct the 3 lakh. Okay. Or 3 lakh ka 10%. That is how much? 30,000 rupees. Okay. Now after deducting this, what is my taxable income? That is rupees 7 lakh. Now see, what is the next slab? 10 lakh to 12 lakh 15%. Okay. So 10 to 12. 10 to 12. So what is the difference between these two? 2 lakh. So this 2 lakh I will deduct from here and 2 lakh ka 12%. Okay. So 12% of 2 lakh. It is 24,000. So see this 24,000. Here I will write down 24,000. Okay. Now what is the remaining amount? The remaining amount is 5 lakh. Okay. Now what is the next slab? 12 lakh to 15 lakh 20%. 12 lakh to 15 lakh 20%. 12 lakh to 15 lakh. So 12 to 15, what is the amount? 12 to 15, it is 3 lakh. 12 to 15. Okay.
સર ઉપર 15% નહીં આવે?
અહીંયા એક
હા,
મિનિટ, હા,
15%.
ઓકે, અહીંયા 15 છે, સોરી. ઓકે, તો 15 એટલે કેટલા થશે? 15 પ્રમાણે આપણે ગણીએ, 15 દુ 30,000, બરાબર ને? Here it will be 30,000. Okay. Now what is the difference between these two? These 13 lakh, what is the percentage? It is the 20%. इसका 20%. So it will be 60,000 rupees. Okay, now what is the remaining amount? The remaining amount is 2 lakh. Now what is the next slab? Next slab is what? Above 15 lakh, 30%. मतलब whatever is the remaining amount, इसका 30%. मतलब again 2 lakh का 30% भी कितना होगा? 60,000. So my tax liability is 30, 30, 60, 60. तो 120, मतलब total कितना होगा? 1,80,000 will be my tax. So here my tax will be 1,80,000. Okay. So you can see here he has calculated in a different way. એને પેલા 14 લાખ પર જ ગણી નાખે લાગે છે. Okay, so 3 lakh per exam, 3 lakh to 6 lakh. 3 લાખ ના 3 લાખ થી 6 લાખ. ઓકે, 15,000 આપણે ગણ્યા 15. ओ सॉरी, हमने ये भी गिना ना, 10,000, 5 भी गिना है. जस्ट मिनट, कुछ डिफरेंस आ रहा है. 15,000 गणे, न्यू टैक्स रिजाइन 3 થી 6, 5, 10, બીજા 3, 2,50,000. देखो यहाँ उसने, हाँ,
આપણે જે ટેક્સ રેટ લીધા ને એ આ વર્ષના ટેક્સ રેટ છે અને આ લોકોએ ગયા વર્ષના ટેક્સ રેટ પ્રમાણે ગણ્યું છે.
ओके, नहीं, यस बेटा, यस. Just a minute. So let us take the current year tax rate for the assessment 24-25 दिया मैंने. ये ले लेते हैं, ठीक. ये बात आपकी सही है. I have taken the wrong tax rates. Just a minute. Let us take the right tax rates. Yes, as per the new tax regime. Yes, this, yes. ઓકે, કરી દઈશું. કેટલું આવ્યું તારું? કેટલું? સારું, કેટલું ભાડું? ગુડિયો ચાલુ તો દેવું કીધું ના, નહીં કરવી. શું છે? મારો ક્લાસ ચાલુ છે, કોઈ વાત કરીએ. બેટા ઇટ ઇઝ સેમ. 3 થી 6, 6 થી 9, 9 થી 12, 12 થી 15, 15. ઓકે, 5, 10. Tax, new tax regime, up to 3 lakh nil. 3 lakh to 6 lakh 5%. 6 lakh to 9 lakh 10%. 9 to 12 15, 15 to 12 to 15 20, and 15 and above is 30. It is also same. देखो यहाँ गलती इसने क्या किया है बेटा, मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. इसने कितने पे किया है? He has calculated the tax on 14,50,000 only. Okay, he has calculated the tax up to 14,50,000 only. मतलब ये यहाँ पे. But see, ये जो tax calculate किया है, as you all know that if we opt for the new tax regime, this deduction is not available. न्यू टैक्स रिजाइम में जाते हैं तो क्या होता है? डिडक्शन नहीं मिलता है. तो इग्नोर दैट particular computation which is shown in your material. ये वाला गलत है क्योंकि इसने किस पे गिन लिया? देखा, you can see here he has calculated on 14,50,000. But we all know very well that whenever we opt for the new tax regime, see, if we opt for the new tax regime, we cannot calculate the see the deduction under section 80C and D is not available. So what will be our taxable income? Here I have calculated the tax by considering the taxable income as 17 lakh. Okay. So my tax liability will be how much? This 20,000 is also there. So my tax liability will be 2 lakh rupees. Okay. So I am right here. Okay. My tax
सर
liability
इसमें
will be
3 लाख से 6 लाख गिना है और हमने 3 लाख से 7 लाख का गिना है.
ओके ये गलत मतलब टैक्स रेट ना वो हम मैं कैलकुलेट कर लेता हूँ बेटा. तो टैक्स रेट हमारा ये रहेगा. देखो दिस इज आवर टैक्स रेट. ओके दिस विल बी आवर टैक्स रेट up to so let us calculate again. Okay, I'm not wasting the time in calculation. Just a minute. Just a minute. Huh? 2 મિનિટ આપજો મને. Wait a minute. Huh? You may not be able to see the screen for 2 minutes. Just a minute. બે મિનિટ બેટા શાંતિ રાખ. સારું બેટા. ધનાશ્રી બંધ કર. બે મિનિટ હા બેટા. ઓકે Can you see the screen now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, see that calculation, whatever is made there, see that was calculated on rupees 14 lakh 50,000. But we all know that when we opt for the new tax regime, see the deductions are not available. So we are supposed to calculate according to the new tax regime on rupees 17 lakh. Now I have prepared this sheet. Okay. So you can see the how to calculate the tax on this 14 lakh, sorry, 17 lakh according to the new tax regime. So up to 3 lakh, it is nil. On 3 lakh to 6 lakh, 5%, 5%, 6 lakh to 9 lakh, 10%, 9 to 12, 15%, 12 to 15, 20%, and above 15, 30%. So देखो, on first 3 lakh nil. Now 3 lakh and 1 to 6, that difference is how much? 3 lakh. तो इसका 5% कितना हुआ? 15%. Now 6 lakh to 9 lakh, the difference is 3 lakh, उसका 10%, ये वाला. 6 lakh to 12 lakh, this difference is 3 lakh, उसका 45%, 15% के हिसाब से. और 12 lakh to 15 lakh, difference is 3 lakh, 20%, that is 60,000. And above 15 lakh, that is 20,000, that is 30, उसका 60,000. The total tax is how much? Total tax is 2 lakh 10,000. ठीक है? 2 lakh 10,000 is the total tax. Now, if we apply the health and education says, that is 8,400. So what is the total tax payable? 2,18,400. Okay, 2,18,400 is a tax payable. Now see how we will calculate that percentage. Okay, but how we will determine that amount? So what is the total tax liability that we have calculated? That is 2,18,400. So my total tax liability is 2,18,400. ठीक है? Now see, from this I have to deduct the TDS. Okay, so TDS is how much? TDS is rupees 1 lakh. So what is my total advance tax liability? My total advance tax liability is 1 lakh 18,400. Okay, now how I will pay? Okay, how you will pay on or before 15th June. On or before 15th June, I will pay 15% of this amount. So 1 lakh 18,400, uska 15%. 1 lakh 18,400 multiplied by 4%. Sorry, 1 lakh 18,400, उसका 15%. So 17,716. Okay, so this I will pay 17,760. 17,760 I will pay on 15 June. On or before 15 September, I have to pay 45%. But I already have paid 15. So now here I have to pay 45. Matlab 45 minus 15. That is 30% tax I have to pay here. So see, ये amount 1,18,400 उसका 30%. तो इसका डबल कर देते हैं. This is the 35%. 35,520. 520. Now next installment as on 15th December 2020, during the previous year, I have to pay 75%. I already have paid the 45%. So now I have to pay remaining 30%. How 30%? 75% minus 45%. That is 30% is the difference that I have to pay. देखो इसका 30% हमने already यहाँ पे गिना हुआ है 35,520. And last installment as on 15th March, I will pay remaining 25%. Okay, इसका 25% कितना होता है? 1,18,400.
20,600.
1,18,000. कितना आ रहा है बेटा?
29,600. 29,600.
Okay. So see, this is the way in which I have to pay the advance tax. ठीक है? Yeah, I will share this word file with you. जिसमें मैंने ये 17 लाख पे टैक्स कैलकुलेट किया है. This word file I will share with you. Okay, in the group. Okay. I will also make the advanced text calculation on the word file. अभी ये lecture खत्म होने के बाद ही share कर देता हूँ. So if it is asked to you, you have to remember the slab rate also. तो देखो slab rate आपको ये देख लेना है. देखो यहाँ पे slab rate new के लिखे हुए हैं, तो आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा. और ओल्ड का आपको पता है, ठीक है. तो द सेम एग्जांपल देखो, ये यू इग्नोर दिस. ये वाला जो न्यू टेक्स्ट रिजाइम है, यहाँ से आप इग्नोर कर देना, और ये जो नई वर्ड फाइल में शेयर करूंगा उसके हिसाब से आप देखना, ठीक है. इज इट क्लियर टू एवरीवन? हेलो.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So in your unit 3 there were 3 chapters. Okay. Advanced text, uh, clubbing of income, and set off and carry forward of losses. All 3 chapters I have discussed. So this chapter advanced tax is get over, मतलब and unit 3 is also get over. So हमारा unit 3 complete हो गया, unit 1 हो गया, unit 2 में capital gain आपको कराना है, और unit 4. Okay, so now unit 4 first chapter that I am starting. Okay, so just a minute, I have to download the material before. Just a minute, है ना. 5 minute लो, a minute. I'll stop sharing, or I will download the material. I have, yes, I have a material now. You already have a material of the next chapter, interest under section 234 A, B, and C. Okay, this is the chapter of unit 4. Okay, वो वाला एडवांस टेक्स्ट में किसी को डाउट है? हेलो, एनीवन इज एनी डाउट इन द एडवांस टेक्स्ट चैप्टर?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So let us go ahead with the interest under section 234 A, B, and C. Now, let me first of all give you the overview of the interest under section 234 A, B, and C. So there are three sections. Under which the income tax department charge the interest from us. Income tax department charge the interest from us if we make the certain default. Before few minutes I have explained you. देखो 234A. 234A is what? It is an interest levied by the government from us, or the income tax department from us, if we are not filing the income tax return on time. Okay, suppose the due date applicable to you is a 31st October. Okay, see, latest till what date you can file your return? Up to December. After December you cannot file your return. Okay, belated return be up maximum. So due date is October. Up you can file the return up to December. Now suppose if you have not filed the return on time, you have not paid the tax on time. So whatever is the delayed period, suppose you have to file on 31st October, and instead of 31st October, you have filed the return in the month of say November or 15th of December. So whatever is the delayed period, okay, on the delayed period, you are liable to pay the interest. That is known as the interest under section 234A. Understood? So अगर आपने इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न टाइम पे फाइल नहीं किया और इफ यू फाइल ऑन अ लेट, then whatever is the delayed period, on that delayed period, whatever is the tax amount, on that tax amount you are supposed to pay the interest. Okay, that is under section 234A. Now what is 234B? You see, I have told you that whenever we pay the advance tax, अभी आपने advance tax chapter पढ़ा, तो as in we pay the advance tax. See what we are supposed to make? We are supposed to make the estimate of the our income. Now suppose if you make the lesser estimate, and if you pay the lesser advance tax, or actual tax is very high, then actual tax and advance tax, whatever you have calculated, okay, on that difference between that two, you are supposed to pay the interest. That matlab if you are unable to make the right estimate or lesser estimate you have made, then you have to pay the interest under section 234B. 234C is what? See, suppose if you are uh, paying the advance tax, and advance tax that we are paying in the 4 installment. So each in suppose if you make the lesser estimate, each installment government is getting the lesser amount. So that is known as a deferment. We will solve the examples, you will get the clarity what is deferment. And on the deferment, मतलब हर एक installment को government को less amount मिलता है, तो वो हर एक installment पे आप पे interest लिया लेगी. Okay, so that is 234C. So under these three section, late income tax return file करने पे, कम एडवांस टैक्स पे करने पे, और हर एक इंस्टॉलमेंट तो गवर्नमेंट को कम मिलता है एडवांस टैक्स का, वो तीनों पे गवर्नमेंट इंटरेस्ट चार्ज करती है. दैट इज नोन एज इंटरेस्ट अंडर सेक्शन 234A, B and C. So these are the three sections under which we are liable to pay the interest to the government. Okay, so let us discuss the provisions related to the interest under section 234A, B and C. Now I hope that you can see the screen.
Yes,
All of
sir.
you can see. Okay, so this here. Yes, 234A, B, and C. Yes, this is the interest under section 234A, B, and C. What this provision says that I have given you a brief idea. So interest under section 234A, 234B, and 234C of the income tax is levied to ensure the timely filing of return. मतलब अगर आप टाइम पे रिटर्न फाइल कर दो, इसीलिए इनकम टैक्स की लास्ट डेट आती है, लोग क्यों भागा भाग करते, दे नो दैट if we will not file the return on time, we will liable to pay the interest. So that is why to make the timely filing of return, government is charging the interest on late filing of return. Same way, payment of advance tax means you do the right estimate, and on your right estimate you pay the right tax. For that purpose, 234B and 234C. And to avoid the default in the tax payment, government is charging the interest under section 234A, B, and C. This provision is aims to encourage the compliance कॉम्प्लायंस एनकरेज करेंगे, लोग टाइम पे टैक्स भर देंगे, टाइम पे रिटर्न फाइल करेंगे, and discourage the delays and shortfall in the advance payment of tax. ये जो shortfall in tax जो है वो ना हो, इसीलिए गवर्नमेंट इज चार्जिंग द इंटरेस्ट अंडर सेक्शन 234A, 234B एंड 234C. नाउ व्हाट सेक्शन 234A सेज कि देखो कितना इंटरेस्ट पे करना पड़ेगा। देखो कोई भी इंटरेस्ट हमें कैलकुलेट करना है, लाइक सपोज कोई भी अमाउंट पे ऑन एनी अमाउंट इफ यू वांट टू कैलकुलेट द इंटरेस्ट। देखो इंटरेस्ट अगर मुझे बोला है कि भाई लाइक सपोज on this 1 lakh, you calculate the interest of 3 months at the rate 12 percentage. Means what? If I want to calculate the interest, I need three things. What? Amount. Second thing is a time and rate. ये तीन चीजें हमें पता है, we can easily calculate the interest. So I can calculate the interest on this way by on 1 lakh at the rate 12 percentage. 3 month का है, so I also have to divide it by 12. Okay, or in whatever amount is coming, that is my interest. So if you want to calculate the interest, आपको ये तीन चीज पता होनी चाहिए, कौन से अमाउंट पे टैक्स लगेगा, कौन से टाइम पे लगेगा और क्या रेट होगा। ये चीज आपको याद रखनी है कि ऑन विच अमाउंट, फॉर विच टाइम एंड व्हाट रेट। ओके, तो सपोज if you 234A is for what, and to section 234A is for what, for delay in filing the income tax return. Suppose if you are making the delay in the filing of income tax return, and if it is beyond the due date under section 139 subsection 1, that we will discuss tomorrow, that what is the due date of filing of return. So whatever is the due date of filing of return, that you all know, that is either 31st July or 31st October. कुछ एसएससी के लिए 31st जुलाई हो, और जिनको ऑडिट लागू पड़ता है, डिस्कस विद द प्रोविजन ऑफ ऑडिट, तो ऑडिट जिसको लागू पड़ता है वो सभी लोगों के लिए, कंपनीज के लिए 31st अक्टूबर है। तो अगर आपने वो रिटर्न वो ड्यू डेट के बाद फाइल किया, सपोज इफ यू फाइल द रिटर्न आफ्टर द ड्यू डेट, देन व्हाट इज द रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट? द रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट इज 1% पर मंथ or part of the month. Matlab, if you have make the delay for 1 month and 15 days, so interest will be charged at the rate 1% for 2 months, because part of the month is also treated as one full month here, because 1% interest is charged for a month also. If there is a part of the month, then also 1%. Matlab, if there is a part of the month is there, you have to calculate it, consider it as a full 1 month. Okay. Now, so आपको रेट पता चल गया, पीरियड पता चल गया। Okay, now see, from the due date of, what is the period? From the due date of filing of return till the actual date of filing. Now क्या amount होगा? The amount is the amount of tax. Amount of tax हम सम करेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा। तो 234A का इंटरेस्ट ऐसे कैलकुलेट किया जाता है। देखो हम डिटेल प्रोविजन यहाँ डिस्कस करते हैं कि सी 234A, what it says, it is applicable when the taxpayer fails to file the return of income within the due date specified under section 139(1). मतलब ड्यू डेट पे रिटर्न नहीं फाइल किया, he is liable to pay the interest under section 239(1). and interest is calculated on the amount of tax payable after deducting the advance tax, TDS and TDS. Suppose during the previous year you have paid advance tax, if you have paid the TDS, that is to be deducted. गवर्नमेंट को उतना टैक्स अब से मिल गया है। नाउ जो भी आपको आपने प्रीवियस ईयर में टैक्स नहीं पे किया, असेसमेंट ईयर में जो भी टैक्स पे करना है, वो टैक्स के अमाउंट पे, वो जो डिलेड पीरियड ऑफ रिटर्न है उस पे आपको टैक्स पे करना पड़ेगा। ओके, after deducting the relief under section 89, 90. Okay, and interest rate is how much? It is 1% per month or part of the month. Okay, 1% per month or part of the month, ये पीरियड का आपको ऐसे पे करना पड़ेगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल सी सपोज आई एम गिविंग यू एग्जाम्पल्स, यू विल गेट द क्लैरिटी। हम सम इसका भी सम करेंगे। सपोज माय प्रीवियस ईयर is 2023-24. ठीक है, this is my previous year. Now during the previous year I have paid the advance tax. Advance tax मैंने पे किया है 50,000 rupees, ये previous year में पे कर दिया। I have paid the TDS, that is rupees 50,000 rupees. Okay, so 1 lakh rupees I have paid during the previous year. Now whatever income I have earned during the previous year, on this income I am liable to pay the tax in the assessment year 2024-25. Now on my actual income I have calculated the tax. I have calculated the tax and the tax amount comes to rupees 1,75,000. So see, this is the tax I have paid during the previous year. और एक्चुअल इनकम पे मैंने जो टैक्स कैलकुलेट किया दैट इज 1,75,000. देखो ये टैक्स को बोला जाता है असेस्ड टैक्स. ओके, ये टैक्स को बोला जाता है आपने आपकी इनकम को चेक किया और उस पे असेसमेंट ईयर में जो आपको टैक्स पे करना है दैट इज 1,75,000. Now, see, during the previous year, you already have paid 1 lakh rupees tax. So, how much tax you are supposed to pay to the government in the previous year 24-25? So, out of that, you will deduct the 1 lakh and remaining 75,000 only you will pay, because here, whatever TDS you have paid, whatever advance tax you have paid, that you will deduct. So, what is the tax liability that you are supposed to pay to the government? That is in during the year 24-25, that is 75,000. Now, suppose you are supposed to file your income tax return on 31st October. Okay. 31st October को आपको रिटर्न फाइल करना था, ठीक है. But instead of that, you have filed the return on 3rd of December. 3rd of December. तो देखो, आपने पूरा नवंबर महीना नहीं किया, मतलब नवंबर का पूरा मंथ और दिसंबर के 3 दिन, इसको भी हम पूरा मंथ ही गिनेंगे. अगर मंथ के ऊपर डेज ए पार्ट ऑफ द मंथ इज ट्रीटेड एज वन. सो यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट द इंटरेस्ट एट द रेट, sorry, for the 2 months. So you have to calculate the interest for the 2 months. So very simple. You see, I will calculate the interest how? So 75,000 उसका 1%, okay, for 2 months. यहाँ मैं डिवाइडेड बाय 12 नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि ये क्या है, मंथली इंटरेस्ट है. ओके, तो मैंने मल्टीप्लाई बाय 2 किया. ओके, और डिवाइडेड बाय कितना करूंगा, 100. ओके, सो व्हाट इज द इंटरेस्ट दैट आई एम लायबल टू पे, 750 per month multiplied by 2. So for 2 months delay, I have to pay to the government interest of 1,500. ठीक है? Is it understood, all of you? So this is the way in which you can calculate the interest under section 234A. Okay. So if you make the delay in filing of income tax return, then whatever is the tax liability after deducting the TDS and advance tax you have paid on that tax amount for the period of delay, you have to pay, calculate the interest at the rate 1% per month or part of the month. Okay, this is called interest under section 234A. ठीक है. एक ही एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ है तो हम बाद में करते हैं, पूरा एग्जाम्पल सेम है. तो हम पहले प्रोविजन समझ लेते हैं फिर इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेट करते हैं. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट इज द इंटरेस्ट अंडर सेक्शन 234B? इंटरेस्ट अंडर सेक्शन 234B इज व्हाट? सपोज नॉन पेमेंट और शॉर्ट ऑफ 90% or more of the assessed tax. Okay, मतलब suppose if you are not paying एडवांस टैक्स, देखो 234 बेस पर एडवांस टैक्स. तो अगर आपने एडवांस टैक्स प्रीवियस ईयर में आपको लागू पड़ता था, आपने एडवांस टैक्स पे ही नहीं किया, यू हैव नॉट पेड द एडवांस टैक्स एट ऑल, even though the advance tax provisions were applicable, you are supposed to make the estimate of your income. On your estimated income, you are supposed to calculate the tax, and the tax was more than 10,000. So you was liable to pay the advance tax, but you have not paid the advance tax. Or suppose if you have paid the advance tax, that advance tax paid by you is a less than 90% of the advance tax, assessed tax. So whatever is your assessed tax, उसके 90% से कम अगर आपने पे किया है, तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, यू आर लायबल टू पे द इंटरेस्ट. वो हम सम करेंगे तभी आपको ये समझ में आएगा 234B. ओके, तो यू आर लायबल टू पे द इंटरेस्ट एट द 1% पर मंथ और पार्ट ऑफ द मंथ. देखो यहाँ आपको प्रीवियस ईयर में एडवांस टैक्स पे करना था, ठीक है. तो आपको 1 अप्रैल ऑफ द प्रीवियस ईयर टिल द डेट ऑफ पेमेंट ऑफ टैक्स का जो भी पीरियड है, वो पूरे पीरियड का आपको 1% पर मंथ और पार्ट ऑफ द मंथ के लिए 234B का इंटरेस्ट आएगा. ओके, तो ये हम सब में ही समझेंगे. ठीक है. और 234C क्या कहता है कि अगर आप जो एडवांस टैक्स की इंस्टॉलमेंट पे करते हो, वो एडवांस टैक्स का इंस्टॉलमेंट अगर आपने नहीं पे किया है, और सपोज इफ यू हैव पेड द एडवांस टैक्स इंस्टॉलमेंट दैट इज अंडर पेमेंट, मतलब शॉर्ट पेमेंट किया, assessed tax na atla percent tamare pay karvo tho, but you have paid the lesser amount, then you are liable to pay the interest per month or part of the month, okay, for the period of delay in each installment. So that is 234C. देखो What 234B says, देखो यहाँ पे आपको 234B बोला है कि when 234B is applicable, again this section I am discussing with you in detail, कि when the 234B is applicable, if the taxpayer fails to pay the advance tax, उसने advance tax पे ही नहीं किया, या तो फिर उसने advance tax पे किया है, but that advance tax is how much? Advance tax paid is a less than 90% of assessed tax liability. देखो यहाँ पे मैंने आपको भी बताया कि this is your advance tax. ओके, एंड ये 1,75,000 मैंने कैलकुलेट किया, वो क्या है? दिस इज योर असेस्ड टैक्स। तो आपने आपकी एक्चुअल इनकम पे टैक्स कैलकुलेट किया, उसके 90% से भी कम आपने एडवांस टैक्स पे किया है, या तो एडवांस टैक्स पे ही नहीं किया, या तो पे किया है तो कितना है, तो कि ये असेस्ड टैक्स है, उसके 90% से भी कम आपने एडवांस टैक्स पे किया है। इन दैट केस, okay, it is less than 90% of the assessed tax liability. In both cases, you have to calculate the interest 1% per month or part of the month from the 1st April of the assessment year. From the 1st April of the assessment year के पहले दिन से till the actual payment of tax, मतलब जिस दिन आप आपका पूरा टैक्स पे करते हो, उतने पीरियड में आपको जो भी शॉर्टफॉल आपने किया उस पे आपको 234B का इंटरेस्ट पे करना पड़ेगा। Now what 234C is this? देखो यहाँ आपने कम पेमेंट किया होगा, आपका हर एक इंस्टॉलमेंट भी छोटा आएगा, कम आएगा। तो सी एडवांस टैक्स, यू नो दैट एडवांस टैक्स यू आर सपोज टू बी ऑन और बिफोर 15 जून 15%, ऑन और बिफोर 15 सितंबर 45%, ऑन और बिफोर 15 दिसंबर 75%, ऑन और बिफोर 15 मार्च 100%। और इफ देयर इज अ शॉर्टफॉल, मतलब अगर आपने इसमें कम पेमेंट किया, मतलब आप असेस टैक्स के इंस्टॉलमेंट का अमाउंट कैलकुलेट करो और ये एडवांस टैक्स का इंस्टॉलमेंट का परसेंटेज निकालो, ओके, और वो दोनों में जो डिफरेंस आ रहा है, ओके, वो डिफरेंस पे आपको 1% फॉर 3 मंथ्स पे करना है, ओके, और लास्ट मंथ में आपको 1 मंथ का इंटरेस्ट पे करना है, वो भी आपको मैं सब में समझा रहा हूँ, ठीक है। ये 234A, B और C, मतलब आपने हर एक इंस्टॉलमेंट जो पे किया है, 234C इज ऑल व्हाट ऑल अबाउट, इट इज धनश्री, 234C इज ऑल अबाउट कि अगर आपने इंस्टॉलमेंट का अमाउंट जो है उसमें शॉर्टफॉल है, दैट इज नोन एज अ डिफरमेंट इन द एडवांस टैक्स। So if there is a deferment in the advance tax, then you are supposed to calculate the interest under section 234C. Let us solve this example so you'll get the complete picture or complete idea. Now see, suppose the total tax liability, okay, अब दी असेसी, दिस इज असेस टैक्स। देखो असेस टैक्स आपको कैलकुलेट करके बोला है कि असेसी का एक्चुअल असेस टैक्स कितना है, असेसी का एक्चुअल असेस टैक्स है 5 लाख। अभी प्रीवियस ईयर में उसने कितना टैक्स पे कर दिया है, क्योंकि एडवांस टैक्स उसने 15 जून को 10,000 पे कर दिया था, 15 सितंबर को उसने 1 लाख पे किया, और 15 दिसंबर को उसने 1,50,000 पे किया, ठीक है। देखो अभी वो मार्च में तो उसने पेमेंट किया ही नहीं, ठीक है, और उसका टीडीएस कितना डिडक्ट हुआ है, 50,000, ओके। See, on or before which date he is required to file the return? He is required to file the return as on 31st October. लेकिन उसने अक्टूबर में फाइल नहीं किया, उसने एक्चुअल रिटर्न कब फाइल किया, तो ये 25 दिसंबर को। और उसने जो टैक्स जो गवर्नमेंट को पे किया बैलेंस, मतलब देखो उसकी एक्चुअल टैक्स लायबिलिटी आई 5 लाख, इसमें से उतना इतना उसने प्रीवियस ईयर में पे कर दिया था, 1,10,000 और 2,60,000 tax he has paid during the previous year, or remaining 2,40,000 he has not paid, okay, on due date, but he has paid as on 25th December. General what is the rule कि अगर जब आप रिटर्न फाइल करते हो वही रिटर्न फाइलिंग की डेट ही आपकी टैक्स पेमेंट की डेट होनी चाहिए, या तो इससे पहले आप पे कर दो, या तो यू कैन पे ऑन at the time of filing of return, but you have paid the tax after the filing the return, मतलब आपने रिटर्न भी सेम डेट को फाइल किया और उसी दिन टैक्स पे किया, ठीक है। Now in this government is getting the tax later, government is getting your return later, so in this case you are liable to pay the interest, okay। तो इंटरेस्ट देखो आपने रिटर्न लेट फाइल किया है तो आपको 234A का इंटरेस्ट लगेगा। तो देखो 234A का इंटरेस्ट देखो, व्हाट इज योर टोटल टैक्स लायबिलिटी, टोटल टैक्स लायबिलिटी इज 5 लाख, आपने ऑलरेडी कितना पे कर दिया है, तो देखो 10,000, 1,00,000, 1,50,000, मतलब 2,50,000 और 10,000, तो 2,60,000, और टीडीएस भी आपने पे किया 50,000, मतलब 3,10,000 एडवांस टैक्स एंड टीडीएस यू हैव पेड। So what is your remaining amount tax that you are supposed to pay? The remaining amount of tax that I have to pay to the government is 1,90,000, और ये 1,90,000 मुझे गवर्नमेंट को कब देना था, on which date I have to pay? I have to pay on 31st October, और उसकी जगह मैंने कब पे किया है, वो पेड ऑन 25 दिसंबर। सो हियर देर इज पूरा नवंबर महीना आपने पे नहीं किया, और दिसंबर के महीने की भी 25 डेज देर इज अ डिले, और इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द मंथ, द पार्ट ऑफ द मंथ इज ट्रीटेड एज वन फुल मंथ. So ultimately, how many months you have made the delay? There is a delay of 2 months. So delay of 2 months. So on 2 months you are supposed to calculate the interest. So see, 2 months नवंबर एंड दिसंबर देर इज अ डिले, और आपका जो बैलेंस टैक्स कितना देखो, आपको गवर्नमेंट को टैक्स पे करना था 5 लाख, उसमें से आपने प्रीवियस ईयर में ऑलरेडी इतना तो पे कर दिया, तो गवर्नमेंट को मिलने का कितना बाकी था, 1,20,000, सॉरी 1,90,000. सो 1,90,000 इंटू 1% फॉर 2 months. Okay, so under section 234A, you are liable to pay the interest of rupees 3,800. Understood, all of you? Anyone is any doubt here? 234A interest calculation.
No, sir.
Hello?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Now, okay, now 234B. देखो 234B पहले आपको एप्लीकेबल होगा या नहीं होगा, आपको सबसे पहले चेक करना है. देखो व्हेन 234B इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल, सॉरी एप्लीकेबल, व्हेन यू हैव नॉट पेड द एडवांस टैक्स एट ऑल, आपने एडवांस टैक्स पे ही नहीं किया, या तो फिर आपने जो एडवांस टैक्स पे किया है इट इज 90% लेस देन 90% ऑफ द असेस टैक्स, तो इन दैट केस यू आर लायबल टू पे द एडवांस टैक्स. ओके, देखो now what is my assess tax? Assess tax is 5 lakh. ठीक है, assess tax is how much? 5 lakh. So this is the tax that I am liable to pay to the government during the previous year. इसका 90% कितना होता है? 4,50,000. ओके, और मैंने एडवांस टैक्स और टीडीएस दोनों मिला के प्रीवियस ईयर में गवर्नमेंट को कितना पे कर दिया है? 3,10,000. मतलब मुझे गवर्नमेंट को इतना टैक्स तो दे ही देना था प्रीवियस ईयर में, लेकिन मैंने कितना दिया? 3,10,000. The tax which I have paid is less than 90% of the assessed tax. देखो ये मेरा assessed tax है, इसका 90% ये होता है, इतना पे करना था, लेकिन मैंने एक्चुअली एडवांस टैक्स और टीडीएस मिला के कितना पे किया? 3,10,000. सो व्हाट इज द शॉर्ट फॉल? मैंने कितना कम पे किया? तो गवर्नमेंट को मैंने पे किया 1,40,000 कम पे किया है. ओके, मुझे पे करना था यहां तक का अमाउंट, और मैंने पे किया यही, मतलब यही पे किया. सो देयर इज अ शॉर्ट फॉल ऑफ 1,40,000. ओके, so on this I am liable to pay the interest under section 234B. 234B में क्या लिखा है देखो, from the first day of the assessment year, आपको कब से कैलकुलेट करना है? 1 अप्रैल of the assessment year till the date of payment of tax. ओके, तो 1 अप्रैल तो आपको इंटरेस्ट कितने पीरियड का लगेगा? देखो अप्रैल, मई, जून, जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर, अक्टूबर, नवंबर और दिसंबर के 25 दिन को भी हम पार्ट ऑफ द मंथ को भी मंथ ही गिनते हैं. तो अप्रैल से लेके दिसंबर कितने महीने होते हैं? 9 मंथ्स. तो 9 मंथ ये शॉर्ट फॉल का अमाउंट है. ऑन दैट आई हैव टू कैलकुलेट द इंटरेस्ट 1,40,000, उसका 1% फॉर 9 मंथ्स, सो दैट इज 12,600 इंटरेस्ट दैट आई एम लायबल टू पे for under section 234B. Understood? 234B. Anyone has any doubt in 234B? Hello?
No, sir.
Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. ठीक है.
Sir.
Now we, yes, any questions? Now let us move towards the 234C. Okay. Now you can see, yes.
सर ये जो एडवांस टैक्स का हमने पेमेंट किया है ना, उसमें 3 ही इंस्टॉलमेंट में पेमेंट किया है. वो जो 4th इंस्टॉलमेंट मार्च में करते हैं वो क्यों नहीं दिया है?
असेसी ने नहीं पे किया है, असेसी ने नहीं पे किया है, तो उसके लिए उसको 234C का इंटरेस्ट लगेगा. अभी तो हम 234B का हम करते हैं, तो पूरे साल में उसने एडवांस टैक्स और टीडीएस कितना पे कर दिया वो देखो, और यू हैव टू कंपेयर इट विद दी 90% ऑफ द असेस टैक्स. और अगर आपका टैक्स का जो पेमेंट का अमाउंट है ये 4,50,000, उसके 90% से कम है, तो ये दोनों के बीच के डिफरेंस पे आपको इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेट करना है. उसने नहीं पे किया है लास्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट, तो उसकी गलती है, तो उसके लिए उसको 234C का इंटरेस्ट लगेगा. वो आपको यहाँ पे समझ में आएगा, लास्ट वाले में 234C में उसको भरना था, उसने नहीं पे किया, नहीं दिया है सब में, मतलब उसने डिफॉल्ट किया है. ओके, तो उस पे इंटरेस्ट आएगा. देखो You can see here. देखो how it is to be calculated. देखो ये कैसे कैलकुलेट किया 234C का इंटरेस्ट. 234C is a deferment in the advance tax. The deferment, how the deferment is calculated, let us understand. देखो assessee की assessed tax का अमाउंट आप देखो, तो उसको 15 जून को कितना पे कर देना था. 15 जून को कितना पे करना था. 15 सितंबर को कितना पे कर देना था. 15 दिसंबर को कितना पे कर देना था. और 15 मार्च को कितना पे कर देना था. देखिए ये अमाउंट है ना. पहले क्या करो 234C के लिए आपका जो असेस टैक्स है, देखो असेस टैक्स आपको बोला है इट इज 5 लाख रुपीज. मतलब इसका इतना परसेंटेज आपको पे करना था. ओके, लॉजिकली ये 234C के लिए ऐसा बोला जाता है कि आपको इसका 15%, मतलब देखो इसका 15 जून तक आपको कितना पे करना है. इसका 15%, इसका 45%, इसका 75% और इसका 100% आपको यहां तक पे करना था. तो देखो ये 5 लाख का 15%. ओके, किम अमाउंट कितना होता है. तो सी इट इज 5,000. 5 लाख का 15 75,000. तो ये 5 लाख का 15%, दैट इज 75,000. ओके, यही 5 लाख का 45% कितना होता है. 45 मतलब यहां तक मुझे कितना पे, ये क्यूमुलेटिव अमाउंट लिखता हूं. तो 5 लाख का अगर आप 45% निकालते हो तो दैट इज हाउ मच दैट अमाउंट इज. राइट और नॉट, यू चेक इट वंस. इसका 45% निकालो. 5 लाख के 2,25,000 आता है. हेलो,
यस सर.
Yes.
ओके,
यस
ये
सर.
हमारा 45%. ठीक है, ये 45% मतलब 15 सितंबर तक मुझे ये अमाउंट पे कर देना था. 15 दिसंबर तक मुझे कितना पे करना था. 3,75,000. और 15 मार्च तक मुझे कितना पे कर देना था. पूरा 5 लाख. मतलब यहाँ पे 2,25,000 पे कर देना था. धनश्री काम करो नहीं जम्मू जा. 3,75,000 यहाँ तक मुझे पे कर देना था. और यहाँ पे 5 लाख मुझे पूरा पे कर देना था. अभी देखो मैंने एक्चुअली कितना पे किया है. व्हाट अमाउंट आई हैव एक्चुअली पेड. तो आपको सब में दिया है. फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट आपने कितना पे किया है. अभी आपका जो डाउट था वो आपका क्लियर हो जाएगा कि मैंने फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट कितना पे किया 10,000. फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट आई हैव पेड इज 10,000 दैट यू कैन सी in the solution. First installment I have paid is 10,000. Second installment I have paid is 1 lakh. Okay. सेकेंड इंस्टॉलमेंट आई पेड इज 1 लाख. मतलब देखो पहले मैंने 10,000 पे किया. एडवांस टैक्स पेड बाय एक क्यूमुलेटिव अमाउंट दिया आपको. एक क्यूमुलेटिव अमाउंट दिया मतलब आपने रिमेनिंग 90,000 यहाँ पे किया होगा. मतलब यहाँ तक आपने कितना पे किया है 1 लाख. और यहाँ पे आपने कितना पे किया है 1,50,000. ठीक है, मतलब टोटल अमाउंट विच यू हैव पेड इज 1,50,000. मतलब यहां तक आपने ऐसे ऐसे करके पेमेंट किया है. पहले 10,000, फिर 1 लाख और 1,50,000, ऐसे करके आपने पेमेंट किए है. ठीक है, तो देखो आपने ऐसे पेमेंट किए है तो व्हाट इज द शॉर्ट फॉल. तो देखो आपको यहाँ 75,000 पे करना था. आपने 10,000 यहाँ पे किया. देखो ये क्यूमुलेटिव नहीं है, सॉरी. आपने यहाँ पे ये पे किया, फिर यहाँ पे 15 सितंबर तक, 15 सितंबर को आपने 1 लाख पे किया. और यहाँ पे 1,50,000. टोटल आपने इतना पे किया है. 10,000, 1 लाख और 1,50,000. और ये 50,000 TDS. ऐसे करके आपने 3,10,000 पे किया. ऐसा हमने आगे देखा. तो यहाँ पे आपने 1,50,000 पे किया. और यहाँ तक आपने कितना पे किया. यहाँ पे अब तक आपने 3,10,000 पे कर दिया. ठीक है, तो ऐसे करके आपने पेमेंट किया. अभी फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट अगर आपने पे किया, ओके, तो यहाँ पे भी कुछ गलती है. जस्ट मिनट है बेटा. ये इसने जो भी कैलकुलेशन किया है यहाँ पे, देखो ठीक है, ऐसा तो मेरा ही मटेरियल है, लेकिन मैंने कहीं से लिया है, इसमें भी गलती है, तो मैं इसको भी करेक्ट कर देता हूँ, आपको समझाता हूँ। देखो इसमें इसको कितना टैक्स पे करना था, 5 लाख। इन 5 लाख में से ऑलरेडी तो टीडीएस कितना पे हो जा गया है, ऑलरेडी टीडीएस ही हैज पेड इज 50,000, तो टीडीएस तो उसका डिडक्ट हो गया। टीडीएस निकालने के बाद उसकी टोटल एडवांस टैक्स लायबिलिटी कितनी आती थी, तो देखो अगर इसको 5 लाख पे करना था, ठीक है, जस्ट मिनट, ठीक है, तो आपको टीडीएस का डेट नहीं दिया है, ठीक है, उसको 5 लाख पे करना था, तो 5 लाख की परसेंटेज तो आपको समझ में आया, ठीक है। अभी इसने कैसे कैसे टैक्स पे किया है, तो कि यहाँ पे उसने 10,000 टैक्स पे किया, ठीक है। फिर दूसरा इंस्टॉलमेंट इसने 1,50,000 का पे किया, मतलब ये 10,000 तो ऑलरेडी उसने यहाँ पे किया, एंड सेकंड इंस्टॉलमेंट इज 1,50,000, तो यहाँ तक उसने 1 लाख कितना पे किया, क्यूम्युलेटिवली अगर हम देखें तो 1,60,000 पे किया है, तो ये गलती किया है यहाँ पे सम में। देखो उसने दूसरा इंस्टॉलमेंट, सॉरी, 1 लाख पे किया है, तो उसने पहला इंस्टॉलमेंट तो 10,000 का पे किया था, और ये दूसरा इंस्टॉलमेंट ये 1 लाख का पे कर रहा है, तो सी सेकेंड इंस्टॉलमेंट इज पेइंग ऑफ 1 लाख, तो इट मीन्स व्हाट कि हियर अप टू दिस डेट ही हैज पेड हाउ मच, ही हैज पेड 1 लाख, देखो जस्ट मिनट, यस इसको मैं पूरा निकाल देता हूं। राइटली सम कैसे कैलकुलेट किया जाता है, ये पूरा कैलकुलेशन गलत दिया है वो सॉल्यूशन में, मैं अपने हिसाब से आपको पूरा कैलकुलेशन दिखाता हूँ, ठीक है, 2 मिनट लगेगी, ठीक है, यस, लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड। देखो व्हाट इज हिज एडवांस टैक्स असेस्ड टैक्स लायबिलिटी इज हाउ मच, इज असेस्ड टैक्स लायबिलिटी, असेस्ड टैक्स लायबिलिटी इज ₹5 लाख, ठीक है, असेस्ड टैक्स लायबिलिटी इज 5 लाख। नाउ सी, here we are talking about only deferment in the advance tax, advance tax के इंस्टॉलमेंट गवर्नमेंट को कितना कम मिला उस पे टैक्स लगता है। तो देखो यहाँ हम टीडीएस तो यहाँ से ही निकाल देंगे कि यहाँ से 5 लाख है, उसमें से ऑलरेडी टीडीएस तो उसने पहले भर ही दिया है 50,000, ओके, 50,000 टीडीएस, मतलब हम असेस टैक्स में से भी इसको निकाल देना होता है एडवांस टैक्स को, ओके, मतलब इसकी एक्चुअल टैक्स लायबिलिटी कितनी बनती है, इसकी एक्चुअल टैक्स लायबिलिटी बनती है 4,50,000, सो दिस इज द अमाउंट दैट ही इज रिक्वायर्ड टू पे ड्यूरिंग द प्रीवियस ईयर, मतलब इतना अमाउंट उसको पे करना होता है 4,50,000, ठीक है। अभी उसने कैसे कैसे पे किया, लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड, लेट अस कैलकुलेट। तो देखो ये फोर इसका 15%, ओके, द 15th of June, तो इसका 15%, ओके, तो 15%, 15 जून को 15%, ठीक है, तो 4,50,000 का 15% कितना होता है, कोई एक जन कैलकुलेट करके बोलना साथ में, कितना होता है,
67,500।
67,500, इसको पहला इंस्टॉलमेंट इतना पे करना था। 15 सितंबर को इसका इसको 30% पे करना था, मतलब ये 4,50,000 का 30% कितना होता है, सॉरी 45%, 45%, इसका 45% कितना होता है, 4,50,000 का 45%।
2,02,500।
2,500, ठीक है। अब ये 15th ऑफ दिसंबर को इसको कितना पे करना है? 15th ऑफ दिसंबर को इसका कितना परसेंटेज? 75% पे कर देना है इसको। इसका 75%, मतलब 3 लाख
37,500।
और ये 15th ऑफ मार्च तक उसको कितना पे कर देना है? तो इसका पूरा 100%, दैट इज 4,50,000 ये इसको पे करना है, ठीक है। इसको ये इतना अमाउंट उसको पे करना होता हो। अभी एक्चुअली उसने कितना एडवांस टैक्स पे किया? क्योंकि पहला इंस्टॉलमेंट उसने 10,000 का पे किया। ओके, दूसरा इंस्टॉलमेंट हम ऐसा मानते हैं कि भाई उसने 1 लाख का पे किया, मतलब यहां तक कितना पेमेंट किया होगा? 10,000 प्लस 1 लाख, दैट इज 1,10,000। और तीसरा इंस्टॉलमेंट उसने कितना पे किया? थर्ड इंस्टॉलमेंट यहाँ पे बोला है 15 दिसंबर तक, दूसरा 1,50,000 पे किया। 1,50,000 उसने ऑलरेडी 1,10,000 भरा था और दूसरा 1,50,000 भरा। तो सी 1,50,000, 1,10,000, मतलब उसने यहां तक कितना पे किया? 2,60,000। विथ थर्ड इंस्टॉलमेंट, अब जो कि कोई स्टूडेंट ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था, सर उसने थर्ड फोर्थ इंस्टॉलमेंट नहीं पे किया, मतलब यहां तक ये ईयर एंड हुआ उस दिन भी उसने कितना पे कर दिया था? 2,60,000 ही पे किया। उसको पे करना था कितना? 450। तो ये जो डिफरेंस आता है हर एक इंस्टॉलमेंट में, देखो इसको यहाँ पे करना था 67,500 और उसकी जगह उसने पे किया 10,000, तो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? दैट इज 55,000, 57,500, ये दोनों के बीच का डिफरेंस। दिस आई से दिस इज ए और दिस इज बी, तो ए माइनस बी करो तो देखो यहाँ इसको ये पे करना था, लेकिन उसने इतना 10,000 ही पे किया, मतलब व्हाट इज द डिफरमेंट? उसने 57,500 कम पे किया। अब ये दूसरा इंस्टॉलमेंट उसको कितना पे करना था? 2,02,500, उसकी जगह उसने कितना पे किया? 1,10,000, मतलब ये डेट तक उसको इतना पे कर देना था, इसने इतना ही पे किया है। तो ये जो डिफरेंस आता है कितना आता है? हेलो,
92,500।
92,500।
500।
ओके, अभी तीसरा इंस्टॉलमेंट आप देखो, इसको 3,37,500 पे करना था, उसकी जगह पे ये 260 उसने पे किया है। तो ये दोनों के बीच का डिफरेंस कितना आया?
70
77,500। ठीक है,
500।
ओके, और यहाँ पे लास्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट है वो
190।
1,90,000। तो ये जो डिफरेंसेस है, नाउ ऑन दिस डिफरेंस यू आर लायबल टू पे द इंटरेस्ट। अभी इंटरेस्ट कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? देखो आपका ये जो 15 जून में अगर आपने ये जो भी डिफरमेंट है, ठीक है, अब नेक्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट पे करोगे तो यहाँ पे ये जो डिफरेंस है वो कवर हो जाएगा। मतलब यहाँ पे देखो 15 जून वाले का इंटरेस्ट गिनते हैं तो ये दोनों के बीच का जो डिफरेंस है कितना महीना है? 3 महीने, 3 महीने का ही इंटरेस्ट आएगा। मतलब यहाँ पे देखो 57,500 पे आपको इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेट करना है एट द रेट 1% फॉर 3 मंथ्स। ओके, तो ऐसा करने के बाद जो अमाउंट आएगा दैट इज योर इंटरेस्ट फॉर द फर्स्ट 3 मंथ। ओके, तो कितना आता है ये? हेलो,
70,
यस,
25,
70,
1,725, 1,725।
1725 बराबर।
यस।
ओके, अभी देखो ये दूसरा जो डिफरमेंट है इसमें आपको ये दोनों के बीच का पीरियड देखना है, कितना महीना है? 15 दिसंबर, सॉरी 15 सितंबर से लेके 15 दिसंबर। ओके, तो ये दोनों के बीच का पीरियड देखो, यहाँ पे आपको 92,500 पे इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेट करना है एट रेट 1% फॉर नेक्स्ट 3 मंथ। तो ऐसा करने पे जो इंटरेस्ट आएगा दैट इज द इंटरेस्ट फॉर द सेकेंड डिफरमेंट। तो दैट इंटरेस्ट विल बी हाउ मच? 92,500 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3 डिवाइडेड बाय 100, मतलब 925 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3 करोगे कितना आएगा?
2,775।
775, ठीक है। तो आपका सेकेंड इंस्टॉलमेंट अभी ये जो है इसमें ये दोनों के बीच का पीरियड देखना है, तो दैट इज हाउ मच? अगेन 3 मंथ्स। तो देखो ये 77,500 उस पे आपको 3 मंथ का इंटरेस्ट एट रेट 1% कैलकुलेट करना है, मतलब डिवाइडेड बाय 100 करोगे, तो ये जो अमाउंट आएगा दैट इज हाउ मच?
2325.
2325 हेलो
2325
2325। अभी देखो यहाँ पे देखो आपका असेसमेंट ईयर कब कम खत्म हो जाएगा, 31 मार्च को। ठीक है, तो यहाँ नीचे आप देखोगे तो यहाँ ये 15 दिन का ही गैप है। तो ये 15 दिन के गैप को मैं क्या गिनूंगा, 1 मंथ। तो ये डिफरमेंट कितने महीने चलता है, तो कि 1 मंथ तक। तो सी ये लास्ट वाले पे आपको 1 महीने का ही इंटरेस्ट गिनना है। तो ये 190 जो है, 190 पे आपको 1 मंथ का 1% कैलकुलेट करना है, दैट इज 1900। So what is the total interest under section 234C? That is how much? देखो ये 1725 प्लस 2725 प्लस 2325 प्लस 1900. So this is my interest under section 234C. That is how much?
8725.
Okay, so this is your final answer. So again, you ignore this calculation which is given here. It is wrong. It is wrong. Okay, so you ignore this interest. So 234A is right, 234B is right. देखो यहाँ पे इसका आंसर गलत है, हमने अलग से कैलकुलेट किया। तो ये इग्नोर कर देना, ये टेबल आप ये वाला ले लेना। ठीक है, ये जो मेरे सॉल्यूशन में है ये वाला टेबल मैंने बनाया अभी, ये इस हिसाब से कैलकुलेट किया जाता है। ठीक है, तो दिस इज द इंटरेस्ट अंडर सेक्शन 234C। आई होप दैट यू हैव अंडरस्टूड दैट हाउ टू डिटरमाइन। यस,
ये 1 मंथ आपने कहाँ से कहाँ तक का गिना?
देखो यहाँ पहले 3 महीने का गैप देखा, 15 जून से 15 सितंबर, 3 महीना समझ में आया। 15 सितंबर से 15 दिसंबर, अगेन 3 मंथ। 15 दिसंबर से लेके 15 मार्च, अगेन 3 मंथ। लेकिन देखो 15 मार्च से फिर 31 मार्च को तो मेरा असेसमेंट ईयर कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। तो 15 मार्च से 31 मार्च, दैट इज 15 डेज। लेकिन यहाँ हम क्या गिनते हैं, पार्ट ऑफ द मंथ को 1 फुल मंथ गिनते हैं। तो ये 15 दिन को मैंने 1 मंथ गिना, इसीलिए यहाँ पे इसको 1 मंथ लिया, लास्ट वाले में 1 मंथ लेने का। ठीक है, यहाँ पे आपके मटेरियल में, हाँ देखो यहाँ पे भी लिखा है 234C का इंटरेस्ट जब बोला है, इफ देयर इज अ शॉर्टफॉल और इन इंटरेस्ट इज कैलकुलेटेड फॉर 1% for 3 months for each shortfall, except in the last installment which is calculated for 1 month। तो लास्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट है उसका 1 महीने का गिनने का। ठीक है, लेकिन यहाँ ये जो अमाउंट लिया था उसने गलत लिया था, इसीलिए हमने राइट अमाउंट लेके हमने कैलकुलेट किया कि भाई उसकी एक्चुअल टैक्स लायबिलिटी 5 लाख थी, उसने टीडीएस तो 5,50,000 भर ही दिया है। तो उसको कितना एडवांस टैक्स पे करना था, कि इसके कुछ परसेंटेज पे करने थे, इसको ऐसे पे करना था और इसने ऐसे पे किया। तो ये दोनों के बीच का जो डिफरेंस है, इस पे 3 मंथ 3 मंथ 3 मंथ एंड 1 मंथ का इंटरेस्ट ऐसे कैलकुलेट होगा। अंडरस्टूड? दिस इज द लॉजिक। एनी डाउट, एनी क्वेश्चन? हेलो?
नो सर।
So see, I stop my recording. Just a minute. Yes. Then we will discuss the things. Yes.